First question: what did you think streaming was before you started streaming, and what do you think it is now? You've been streaming for, what is it, about a year and a half now? I think
Yeah,
someone beat it
since
up.
November 18. So, a tiny bit of history. I was working on a game called Touchfish for iOS, and it was a AAA free to play casual game. It was a wonderful game. It was a 4.5 year project, and during the last tail end of that project, probably 2013-ish, something like that, we decided to integrate a version of Twitch into Touchfish. So there were a few other games. I think Asphalt did it as well. So then streamers could stream directly from their iOS devices. Wonderful pieces of hardware, very capable of doing it. You just have to kind of balance it a little bit. So that I knew what Twitch was before that, and I would watch some things. Like I'd watch Grubby a little bit here and there as I'd played Heroes of the Storm, because he always had VODs and things like that I watched even before Twitch was a thing. So I was familiar with it, but I was always of the mindset where I was like, I play games all the time. Why would I want to watch games being played when I could be playing them? You know, we're always min-maxers of our time and experiences, right? And so I didn't really catch a strong bug. I didn't mind if I watched Grubby's VODs or if I watched them live. I caught a live show, it was okay. I kind of liked watching the VODs because I could just pause them whenever I wanted, right? Kind of very, very YouTuber-esque in that respect. On top of that, let's see. I think other perceptions I had was that, you know, I made the same mistake. You don't know how deep something goes until you start climbing into it. You know, like when you jump in the well, you're not quite sure where the bottom is. And you know, I think I thought that it wasn't as much work as it actually is. Not to say that streaming is a lot of hard work. It is hard work, don't get me wrong. But you know, I mean, you can at any point these days essentially flip on a camera, flip on a device, and just go to town. You know, but there's also the technical side and trying to understand that. And that we're at a point now where the barrier to entry for streaming is much lower than it's ever been. So almost anyone can stream anything they want without much issue, which is great, right? So now that we don't have to deal with as much technical issues, then you have to start thinking about what goes into a show. So, and not only do you spend time in front of the camera and interacting with your audience and spending time thinking about the show, it kind of permeates all things of your life. So even though I do it part-time, about 20 hours of screen time a week, you know, there's another 5 hours that goes into like miscellaneous stuff, pet projects that surround the stream. And I would just say that, you know, that the work, the socials, the interaction, the community stuff, everything else is so much more than you actually realize it takes. And I think the sad thing is that when a lot of people look at streamers, they go, oh, like how hard is that? It's always easy to trivialize anything, right? And to say, you know, you're just playing video games and talking to people, you know, like just... And there's a real craft to it. And as you get passionate and deeper into understanding the craft, you realize how much more time it just takes. It actually becomes a bigger part of you than I expected. So I think those are the big things that really changed for me before and after, understanding more how much work goes into a stream, and all the ancillary things about growing and community and spending time doing this thing that you love. But you also, it takes a force of will to try to be consistent, try to deal with the tech, to deal with the process, to deal with the content. And you have to develop something that you can lean on when your life just explodes, not for streaming, but for whatever reasons. And then you want to get back to it. So you have to have these methodologies. And luckily for me, being in the project management space, I have these things that really help me work, even though I don't feel like working. Because not every day you feel like streaming. Not every day you feel like doing art reviews or content creation. So I think those are the big things.